Hello again, everybody. I'm back in one of my favourite places where I can capture some good video of shipping down on the River Nene, where it goes out to the estuary past the two lighthouses at Guy's Head. I've had the drone up a few times and I've got some great footage so far that I think you're really going to like. And I'm hoping to capture some more before the day's out. It's a really nice day. It's the best day of the year so far. 18 degrees, short sleeves. I'll be getting my legs out next. So anyway, let's see how we get on as the day further progresses. And I look forward to bringing you this one. Thanks for watching. So the first vessel we see today is this small fishing craft coming round from King's Lynn. It's a small boat, but like all these, it performs a great deal of service for its operators. It's off up to Wiz Beach, I think, to the boatyard, where they lift these boats out into a dry dock arrangement and do work on them for the owners. Probably a spring service or something for this one. She looks like she's going quite well, and she looks a real picture out in the river. And then we can see ground level. This is taken from the Osmo 360 camera. Unfortunately, because it's got two lenses, the sun does play havoc with it sometimes, and I'm still learning how to angle it to avoid that. But in some ways, that glare adds a little bit to this, I think. There she is again. Really looks a picture. Quite iconic. Here we see the Allura out at the mouth of the River Nene being turned prior to reversing up the Nene to Port Sutton Bridge. In the foreground you can see the small pilot vessel. I speeded that up 10 times and it's all filmed from a mile away, as if I flew any further out I'll go into a no-fly zone. And here comes the pilot vessel, taken from ground level on the 360. And as you can see, she's a powerful vessel, probably doing sort of 15-16 knots at this time. They would have taken the pilot out to the ship when it was anchored out in the anchorage, in the wash, put him aboard, and then him along with the skipper then guides the ship in and they perform the turn. And then obviously the pilot vessel is returning to harbour now. It's no longer required out there. As you can see, she picks up a nice weight as she goes up the river, staying well out into the river so that weight doesn't interfere with the banks and wash any of that away. now we see the Allura as she starts to reverse up the river. You can see that it's obviously not an easy task to keep her dead straight. It takes them just a few moments to get her absolutely lined up properly. As I've said previously on my videos, I use the Air 3S drone mainly, and it really does give some great footage. As you can see, it's clear, it's sharp, the colour tones are excellent, and the other major advantage is that it has two cameras. So in this instance I'm using the 70mm camera, which is the zoom lens, and that has an aperture of 2.8, but as you can see it gives a great shot, and I can get close-ups without being close, so I'm not endangering anybody by flying over them or anywhere near them. As you can see, I'm still back on the landward side of the lighthouses, and I've got some really great footage. Once again, we've got low level from the ground level with the Osmo 360 as she passes and goes further upstream. Wider angle now using the 24mm lens on the drone, so we've got a nice view of the ship centered in the river, traveling nicely at a reasonable speed backwards as well, to be fair. So one of the problems, the major problems they have reversing ships, is that the ship normally relies on the water passing over the rudder at the stern, and obviously that force of that water is increased by the propeller, and as it passes over the rudder then they can steer the ship. But going the other way, of course, you haven't got so much force of water passing over the rudder, and it's passing over it in the wrong direction. Additional steering can be undertaken using the bow thrusters on these ships, so they can move it across one way or the other if they need to. Well, thanks for joining me again, and I hope you enjoyed this. It's been a real great opportunity to bring you these ships and smaller craft, just something different really, and gives you the opportunity to see how they handle them. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.